On December 3rd of last year in Southampton, England, there was a murder that has come to trial. There was a conviction just the other day, and it's in the headlines in the UK. Typically, it wouldn't be worth spending a ton of time on a single killing in a foreign country, but this one tells you so much, not just about modern day Britain, but about the West and the attitudes that have brought us to where we are now in the 80 years since the end of the Second World War. On December 3rd of last year in Southampton, England, there was a murder that has come to trial. There was a conviction just the other day, and it's in the headlines in the UK. Typically, it wouldn't be worth spending a ton of time on a single killing in a foreign country, but this one tells you so much, not just about modern day Britain, but about the West and the attitudes that have brought us to where we are now in the 80 years since the end of the Second World War, that it's worth recounting in some detail. So on the night of December 3rd, 2025, a man called Henry Nowak, he's an 18-year-old university student, was walking back from a bar. He was totally sober. Blood tests later showed that his blood alcohol content was lower than drunk driving. So he was sober. Walking in the other direction was a man called Vikram Digwa. He's a 23-year-old Brit, a Sikh. His family's from India, walking with his brother. Now, there was no apparent confrontation between the two. Nowak filmed him on his iPhone for a second. We've seen that tape. And then, almost out of nowhere, Digwa pulls out an 8-inch long knife and begins stabbing Henry Nowak, the 18-year-old college student, and ultimately kills him. Stabbed him 5 times, including in the chest and the heart. Now, it's worth noting that knife crime in England is famously on the rise. In fact, to such an extent that knives are difficult for ordinary people to buy in London. Try to buy a set of kitchen knives next time you're over there. Not so easy. You can do it, but it's heavily regulated. British citizens are not allowed to carry 8-inch long knives. White British citizens are not allowed to, but Sikhs are, because under British law, carrying a knife is allowed because of the Sikh religious exemption. Sikhs have argued in court, and their lobby groups have argued that they should be allowed to carry knives, and so they can. So again, in modern Britain, whites are not allowed to carry weapons, Sikhs are. And in this case, a Sikh used his legal weapon to murder a young white man. What happened next is really the most interesting. So Vikram and his brother realized that Henry Nowak is badly injured. And so his brother suggests, why don't we call the police and claim racism? And so that's exactly what his brother did. We have the call, the actual call. Here's what his brother told police dispatch the night of December 3rd.
We just got attacked racially by some white person.
Right, okay. Whereabouts are you?
We're on Belmont Road.
Just out in the street, are you?
Sorry?
You're just in the street?
Yeah, literally. I just parked up my car to come home, and he's attacked my brother.
Now, it's not clear how long this man has been in the UK. He may have been born there. From his accent, it sounds like he was, but he's from a family of immigrants. But he's been there long enough to know that in the West, in 2026, racism is the ultimate crime. In fact, it's literally worse than murder. And so he tells police dispatch, this man, this white man, this random white man, as he describes him, just walked up, started hurling racial abuse at him, knocked his turban off his head, and punched him. And the police take that very, very seriously. So they sped to the scene. Meanwhile, the murderer's mother also came to the scene. She arrived before the police did, and she took the murder weapon and hid it. She brought it home with her and didn't tell anybody that she had it. In other words, she participated in the cover-up. Now, the police arrived fairly quickly to find Henry Nowak bleeding and unable to stand on his own. He said to them a total of 8 times, "I have been stabbed. I'm dying. I can't breathe." He yelled it so loud that neighbors heard it. In fact, some of them called the police to say there's a man who's been stabbed and is dying. Nevertheless, police treated Henry Nowak, the dying man who was bleeding out in their presence, like the criminal because he had been accused of racism. So they handcuffed him. They dragged him through the gravel. They ignored his plea for help. "I'm dying." Doesn't look like that, like you're dying. I've been stabbed. Don't think so, mate, says the cop. Now, we're not guessing about any of this because we have the body cam footage.
All right, I got a few thoughts on this. I get it, and I am in no way defending what this guy did. It was definitely racism, definitely. But this is the thing that Tucker seems to miss, is this is what racist cops do to minorities all the time. This is what happened to George Floyd, and you're going to say, wait a minute, he was on drugs. He was on drugs. You always have to spin it. My guy wasn't on drugs, so it was worse. Same thing. You can even go to Los Angeles with ICE. Same thing. They're targeting certain demographics because of their race, because of how they look. You don't like it when the shoes are on the other feet. When the lens is turned around, you don't like it. And you want to say that we're being targeted now. But this has been going on forever with minorities, bad cops, bad government agencies, people in power that are able to do these type of things. And this has been going on forever. But when you get a look at it firsthand, and it happens to a white person, you don't like it. You don't like it at all. Now you're the victim. And let's get this straight. I am by no means am I defending this person targeted because the other guy was being racist. No, I'm not defending that at all. Like, this guy deserves to go to jail for a long time for murder. But acknowledge when it happens to the minority. Acknowledge it. Don't try to spin it in certain different ways so it can suit your agenda. That's the shit that I don't like. Tucker Carlson has his views on the George Floyd and immigration. He has his views on it. But when it happens and now you're the minority, it doesn't feel good. So yeah, we just want you to acknowledge this, that there is a problem with this type of behavior, no matter who it is. We want you to acknowledge it. Cops, even innocent people, protesting people, because you don't like the way what they're doing, you kill them. Those people exist too. So at the end of the day, I know what Tucker's doing. He's trying to spin it in a way, make it seem like white people are being targeted. You're not being targeted. Not at all. This type of thing happens. And acknowledge that it happens to minorities all the time. This is the reason why you have outrage all the time from the minority group. Why do you think this is happening all the time? Because of this reason. Because white people don't hear the cries. You'll experience it. If you're a brown person, you'll experience racism pretty much all the time. It doesn't have to be physical. That's one thing that people don't understand. It doesn't have to be physical racism where it's like they're shooting slugs at you on the sly. That happens a lot. Well, they'll just shoot slugs at you on the sly and try to get a reaction out of you. Anyways, like, follow, subscribe, bang that notification. Let's go.